Welcome back, guys, to Trails of Cold Steel 2, where last episode our epilogue began with Rean returning to Thor's military academy, met at the station by all of his close friends at Winter's End. With the school year nearly over, we explore, talking to the students to see what's changed since Rean's time in Crossbell, as we continue on.
Well, let's take this nice silence, nature sounds, wind, the rustling of the trees, and a little chirping of birds, to read our issue 7 of the Imperial Chronicle, 10 pages. Of what's happened in the last 3 months, maybe. Newsflash! Congratulations on Crossbell's annexation! That doesn't really sound like something we do, but, or congratulate for. I don't feel good about it, but still. Lord Rufus Albrea, best known as the man who led the Erebonia forces which moved on Crossbell, became the first Governor-General of Crossbell during a ceremony held at Orcus Tower, which will henceforth be the territory's new centre of government. Albrea swore to work towards a stable society and building a new government, one completely different from those that came before. His speech was met with cheering and thunderous applause, so the people actually do like him. Or that's propaganda, actually. Wait a second, we're reading the Erebonian paper. Must remember that. Universal rejoicing in Crossbell. Okay, but yeah, press X to doubt, isn't it? Universal rejoicing in Crossbell. Sure! There wasn't a frown to be seen in Crossbell City today. God, this paper got used to tabloids, man. Tabloids. Paper. Damn. There wasn't a frown to be seen in Crossbell City today, with citizens unanimously overjoyed to be incorporated into the Erebonia Empire. It's like a dream come true, said one 23-year-old woman. Others were very reserved in their celebration, happy to join of the Empire, but remorseful for Crossbell's actions. We must have caused the Erebonia people a lot of stress, lamented one self-employed man I spoke to. Does he exist? It seems the annexation has brought about a new era of self-awareness for the people of the newly declared territory. Oh my god, honestly, reading that is sickening. Working together with Erebonia. Crossbell has long prospered as a result of having one of the largest merchant cities on the continent, and its inclusion in the Empire should only grant it greater prosperity. Wasting no time after returning to his position, Chancellor Osborne announced on the same day as the annexation that he would introduce new policies to support the territory's economic growth. Governor-General Rufus Albrea looked more than happy to hear the news, and the two capped off the meeting with an enthusiastic handshake to rapturous applause. The annexation of Crossbell is bound to bring about a bright future for the people of Erebonia, and we here at the Imperial Chronicle are united in supporting its future development. Economy. Crossbell sparks economic turnaround. Yes, because they basically took control of one of the major financial institutions on this continent. It's like, well, we have control of the money now. Ever since the annexation of Crossbell, sure, national economic indicators have been on the rise. You guess there are several contributing factors, of course, including Imperial Governor Karl Regnit's announcement that Heimdall has returned to normalcy and large corporations like the Rhineford Group resuming their exports, but many cite Crossbell as a turning point. Some analysts even argue that the pre-war economy has already been surpassed. Furthermore, the capital is likely to see a massive influx of tax revenue from Crossbell, which many economic analysts predict will lead to unprecedented levels of prosperity. One economic pundit commented, "We're gonna milk them dry!" I mean, with Crossbell under its wing, Erebonia's economy is likely to reach greater heights than ever before. It wouldn't be hyperbole to call Erebonia as it stands a superpower, otherwise known as "We're gonna milk them dry!" Say what you really mean. Society. The Ashen Knight overwhelms the Republican army. Rean Schwarzer, the hero who brought the Civil War to an end, still has a few tricks up his sleeve, which he proved by single-handedly repelling the Republican army. Okay, the 18-year-old Mr. Schwarzer is a student at a prestigious military academy, as well as the only person capable of piloting the cutting-edge Ashen Knight. They sounded like they made it, but they didn't. His achievements quickly drew the eye of the armed forces, and one high-ranking army staff member even says that they are considering giving him special treatment upon graduation to hasten his path to becoming a military officer. This young man's future seems exceptionally bright, but the military has been doing what it can to keep his light hidden. Nearly all information on him and his whereabouts is classified, and interviews with him are strictly prohibited. Politics. Special meeting of the Provincial Council. Another meeting of the Provincial Council is planned for the end of this month. Marquis Lochner, Marquis Hyarms, and Crossbell Governor General Lord Rufus Albrea are also to attend. The meeting will deal with the aftermath of the war and the treatment of Duke Cayenne and Duke Albrea, both of whose questioning has now formally begun. The councillor said they will also issue a statement regarding the ongoing confusion in Ordis, where a splinter group of Noble Alliance forces continue to enforce its rule. Many have taken this as a sign that they may bring that situation there to an end. Ordis sounds interesting then. Life. Let's get the new year to a good start. 1204 had its share of ups and downs, but 1205 is finally here. The start of a new year is always a good chance to put the past behind us and start afresh with new propaganda. So here are a few tips for welcoming the new year in a positive way and work toward making it a better one. Or good one even. Better should be better. Sort your belongings, number 1. This is a great opportunity to throw away all the unneeded clutter building up around you. Don't forget to get some cleaning in either. Spring clean. 2. Set at least one new goal for yourself to achieve in the year ahead. Having goals makes you feel more positive, not get swept into a war. 3. Be sure to give back to the people who helped you last year. Why not send them a card? That's sure to leave a positive impression. 4. Last but not least, be sure to get plenty of rest. Last year's civil war took an exhausting toll on all of us. So much so that a large number of people in the capital claimed to have witnessed a collective hallucination. That's what it was, a gas leak. Get those thoughts out of your head and start the year off healthy by sleeping well and sleeping often. Sure. Oh, them collective hallucinations. It was a gas leak. Right then, let's go to the engineer. I'm going to drop a save. You 800,000 people saw a hallucination at the same time? Psh, you're all nuts. You didn't see nothing. Sure. We know what we saw. Well, for the split seconds we weren't passing out.
Oh.
Hey there, Rean.
Looks like someone's done with class for the day. Yep, just got out. Wait, is that? Yep, Angie's brand new bike.
We started building it for you, but then we had a change of heart. I just couldn't tear you away from your current ride after you'd grown so attached.
Now I feel bad, considering I pretty much did just that to you. Your new one's got a pretty cool design, though.
Don't get too jealous. Specs are pretty much the same as yours. Well, before Angie tunes it up and adds her custom gear for distance riding, that is.
But distance riding would mean... You're planning on going off on some big journey, aren't you?
10 points to Rean. I just felt like it was time for me to go out and see the world for myself. My martial arts teacher did the same thing once, so I'm sure it'll be a valuable experience for me. The plan for now is to travel through the entirety of Zemuria.
That's not a very specific plan, and a pretty sizable journey.
You can say that again. I've no idea where she finds the energy.
Oh, really now? Your plan to visit the continent's most famous engineering factories is pretty much exactly the same thing.
You really think so?
I take it you'll be leaving Erebonia for a while too, George?
Seems that way. First stop's Liberl and ZCF. Always wanted to see it.
You should go there.
After that, I got my heart set on a trip to the Epstein Foundation over in Lamont State. While I'm at it, I think it'd be nice to pay a visit to the Verne Company in Calvert, too.
Will you even be able to get into Calvert at this point?
Hey, I didn't say it'd be easy, but I think I can pull some strings. The real reason for this trip is to figure out what I can do as an engineer to help smooth over our international relations. Meeting the continent's finest engineers and discussing things with them should really help get the ball rolling on that.
You've thought that far ahead. That's really admirable. I hope you can find a way to make that happen. Even though I feel kind of hypocritical saying that, as someone who participated in the war.
Don't beat yourself up over it, Rean.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. That was your only option, given the way the Chancellor set things up. Your actions actually helped us avoid an even longer, more brutal war.
But...
Angie's right. You played a role that no one else could have. Just think. If things kept going the way they were going, we could have been at war with all of Crossbell. I don't even want to imagine the number of lives that would have been lost if you hadn't stepped in the way you did.
Of course, us telling you whether or not you should feel guilty doesn't matter. It all comes down to you facing your own feelings over what you did. But there's one thing we'd like you to remember as you do. You're not alone, Rean. You've got friends who understand why you did what you did.
sometimes I wonder how I was lucky enough to get such good ones. Thanks, you guys. This really helps.
Don't mention it. On a completely different note, why don't you pay Valimar a visit while you're here? You spared no expense making sure he'd be nice and cozy in there.
I think I will. But not to discredit your coziness efforts or anything, but he seems fine no matter where I leave him.
Well, aren't you a sweet chevalier? Maybe I'll check in on him in a bit too.
I hope they've got him a sofa and a robot fridge with robot stuff in it, and a bed maybe, pool table, TV. They have TV? Of course, yeah, they have screens. But still, get him, make it a home, make it a proper room. This tour of mine's not going to be easy with the international climate the way it is, but I'm still excited to get started. I've got to learn a ton about technology and how a nation's culture affects its people and its engineers. I can't wait. I just hope seeing all that stuff helps me figure out what I should be doing in my future too. You can imagine my father wasn't exactly thrilled with my decision, but he gave in eventually. I suppose you should be grateful for having such an understanding father. Such a hard head. No telling when I'll be back, but I guarantee that I'll even be more awe-inspiring than I am now. Oh, and the stories I have to tell. You've got a lot to look forward to. The ladies she's gonna woo. Not even a bed.
Hey, Valimar. How you holding up?
Well, he got a sword hanger place.
Relatively comfortably. My ability to self-repair means that maintenance is not mandatory, but I expect it will increase my operating efficiency.
Glad to hear it. This is going to be our new home base for the time being, so you can get in as much maintenance as you need. I'm gonna need you a lot in the days ahead, Valimar.
I will strive to meet your expectations.
Something wrong?
Not as such. I thought I sensed something unusual, but it must have been my imagination.
You really are getting to be scarily human these days, you know? What was it you sensed, though? A person?
I am unsure. It may have simply been a fluctuation in the earth veins below us. Similar fluctuations are hardly abnormal.
Well, if you don't think it's anything worth worrying about, I'll try and put it out of my mind. If you sense anything strange in the future, though, let me know, okay? You can tell me... telepathically was the word, right?
Indeed. I shall use it to inform you should I sense anything is amiss.
Well, considering the game said that, there's something amiss. 100%. Because we're right next to, like, crazy place anyway. The old schoolhouse and all. Something's amiss. What's amiss, Valimar? Be at ease, Rean. I shall inform you of impending danger should anything be amiss. This is an ideal opportunity for you to rest and recover from your missions. Use it as you see fit. Time is a valuable thing which cannot be reversed. Yeah, you're right. Thanks. I'll try and take it easy. You needn't thank me. I should treat you as like another person though now. I shouldn't just ignore you. Right, so... that is everyone on campus talked to this time. Except for Towa. So let's get in and finish our night here and move on to what seems to be a free day. I'm sure complete with tasks and all. Quests for us to do. Maybe. If it definitely is, then I can finally reach like A0, can I? Towa handing over all the work to the rest of the student council should be ending today. So I'm guessing she's still here. Let's knock. There's definitely someone in there, but there's no response. Oh, I know. Excuse me, I'm coming in. Haven't we done this before?
Yep, I knew it.
This time I've got to wake her up, right? Last time I didn't, and I waited for her to wake up, and she didn't like that. This time I'm waking her up.
No wonder she fell asleep. She must have been really busy getting everything sorted out for the spring. Makes me remember finding her like this over in the computer room. Oh, right. I probably shouldn't look too much or she'll get mad when she wakes up.
Angie, George. Rean? What are you doing in my room? Wait, this is the student council room. I must have fallen asleep.
Sorry for coming in without permission. I did knock, though.
Don't worry about it. It's my fault for dozing off like this. Why do you always have to keep finding me like that? I hope you weren't looking at me while I was sleeping again.
I did try to look as little as possible.
Well, if you say so. Is something the matter? You're not looking too well.
No, I'm fine. Maybe the light streaming in through the window is making me look off color? I feel fine, really.
Come with me.
What's this all about?
I know that you're a boy and all, and I do think that you've grown a lot during your year here. No, I probably shouldn't even call you a boy anymore. You're a grown man now. But that doesn't mean you always have to stand and endure everything life throws your way. Okay? If it gets too much, it's alright to sit down and let it all out. Whether you're a boy or a grown man doesn't change that. It's okay, Rean.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I promised I'd bring him back. I promised I'd make him graduate with you, but I couldn't do it.
It's okay. You did everything you could. You made sure he knew how we all felt. And you let all of us know how he really felt too. So, don't get so worked up about it. Okay?
I'm sorry. I didn't want anyone to see me like that.
Well, I guess we're even then. Not like I jump for joy every time you catch me sleeping.
Have you finished getting everything ready for the next student council now, by the way?
Yep, my days of being president are almost done. The first years taking over are really smart, though. I barely had to teach a thing in the end.
Still, it must have been hard work getting through it all. You're going on a tour of various NGOs after graduation, right?
Yep. The plan's to take a year to visit NGOs in lots of different fields. Politics, economics, engineering, medicine. After that, I'm not sure what I want to do. I'll probably join either the army or something related to the government, I suppose.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'd both love to have you. There's no chance either one would say no to you. Especially since taking a year off hasn't made them any less determined to recruit you. After all you did with commanding the courageous, it's no wonder you're so in demand.
I don't know. I don't think I did anything special, really. Still, I feel like it'd be best in the long run for me to see the world from a variety of different perspectives. I don't know what path I'll choose, but I want to step onto it with a firm decision on how things should be. I think that's the best thing I can do for this country's future. Maybe I'm being a little overdramatic there, though.
Not at all. After how much you've done for this academy, I can only imagine how much you could do for this country. Just try not to overwork yourself, okay? We're with you all the way, but we will always worry, you know?
Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. What was it that made you come here? I mean, I'm happy you did, but...
Oh, I'd completely forgotten too. I just came to ask if there was anything I could do to help tomorrow, seeing as it's another free day.
But you've only just come back. And besides, tomorrow's your...
That's all the more reason I want to spend tomorrow's free day the same way I spent all of the others. It wouldn't feel like our final free day is Class 7 if it were any different.
Well, if you say so. Hey, I do have a few things in mind, so I'll just drop them into your mailbox in the dorm like I always do. And thanks for offering.
Rean! Hey guys, didn't expect to run into you. Yeah, crazy coincidence there. Yes, everyone at the same time. Are you heading back to the dormitory too? That was the idea. Why don't we all head back together then? Crazy coincidence. It's nice seeing the flowers as they start to bloom. Yeah, I know you said earlier they'd be in full bloom in a week, but I'm thinking they'll be close to the end of the month personally. Just in time for the welcoming ceremony. The new students will be able to begin their academic lives here, surrounded by lilac flowers, just as we did. How wonderful. You've all known each other since your first day here, right? That's right, nobody else started partway through the year like you did. But back then, I never could have imagined we'd get along this well. We got off to kind of a rocky start. You're telling me. Especially Machias and Eustace. For what it's worth, I do regret the way I behaved back then. It's not exactly something I'm terribly proud of. I think nothing of it. Immaturity makes fools of even the best of us at times. Thanks, Hold on! What's with that expression? You weren't exactly standing on the moral high ground either. I wouldn't have had as much of a reason to behave the way I did if you hadn't kept looking down your nose at me. Did you not hear me say the best of us? It was hell on all of us at the time, but it's all just a fond memory now. I suppose the same could be said about your and Rean's little incident at the start of the year, couldn't it? Just had to bring that up, didn't you? Should have seen this coming. Oh, little incidents are my favourite. Tell me. Well, don't you dare. She's the last person who needs to know. Our first day really was full of surprises. Yeah, I can't imagine too many teachers welcome their students by dropping them through a hole in the floor. Even without having to fight a gargoyle on the way out, that's a pretty memorable start to a school year. That gargoyle proved to be quite the opponent too. I'll say, and when we finally managed to pull together and defeat it, she just casually drops in like nothing happened. It's like she was lying in wait the whole time, watching and waiting for a chance to strike. That's exactly what she was doing. Still, as exhausting and unusual as it was, that was how our class began. I'm pretty sure it's burned into all of our memories at this point. How could it not be? I've no doubt about that. Even so, I'm sure it's one of the memories that I'll cherish decades into the future. Oh, now you've got me all jealous. Now it's my turn to do something crazy and make some super memorable memories too. Don't you dare. I try to imagine what she's thinking when she says something crazy. Did we just walk back up to walk back down again? No, we didn't. We're walking down that way, yeah. On a hopefully unrelated note, what are we going to do for dinner tonight? I'm only planning on getting something over at Kirsch's, but if anyone has any better ideas... I think it may be a good idea to make something for ourselves. If we divide up the work between us, I'm sure our meal will have quite a bit of variety too. Does that sound nice? My cooking skills were in danger of getting rusty too. No objections here. Well, unless anyone else has what they need already, I think it's time to split up. Probably got a lot to buy, so...
That won't be necessary.
When you mention food.
Huh?
Sharon?
What reason could you possibly have for being here? The chairman gave me her permission to return to my former position as your dormitory's caretaker, which means I am here to serve you all once more. There may only be a short time left until the end of the year, but I'll make sure you want for nothing during it. I've already started preparing your evening meal, so there's no need to go out and buy anything.
Oh, well, how about that?
I'm fine with this.
We will gladly accept your offer. Sharon's cooking's better than whatever grub we could rustle up together anyway.
How do you manage to get permission from Mother in the first place, though? Weren't you helping to rebuild the Rhineford group? I thought the company was getting so many orders in, it was struggling to keep up.
Now that Master Gwyn has returned to the company, everything is back in order. He and the chairman have been speeding through one task after another since he got back.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So the former and current chairman make quite a team, I see.
Boy, I'm starving. Wouldn't mind a drink either. With the weather getting warmer, it's just about time for peak beer season. Huh? What are you guys all gathered out here for?
Oh, why are you here? It's a pleasure to see you too, Lady Sarah. I brought a bountiful supply of smoked oysters and sardines if you'd like a snack to accompany your beer. Would you like them alongside your dinner?
Damn it. Yes.
I'm surprised she can just walk around in public like this. You know, considering her affiliation.
I'm guessing there's some sort of agreement in place between Rhineford and the government to leave her alone. Though, even if there weren't, I can't imagine anything would be able to stop Sharon from doing what she wants. Whew, I think I might have eaten too much. It's been so long since we last had Sharon's cooking. She hasn't lost her touch. None of it feels heavy on my stomach at all. Well, that's all my work done for the day. Maybe I should go see how everyone else is doing.
You can explore classrooms' dorms on the night before each free day. As we remember, be aware, however, that the story will progress should you return to Rean's room. The talking section's in Trista. Here we go. What's Elliot up to?
Hey, Elliot. Taking care of your violin?
Yeah, it's taken care of me over the past year, so why not return the favor? I'm actually planning on giving a few of them to the academy before I go. Just to make sure next year's first years have something to practice with.
That's really generous, and sure to make a lot of people happy. And you'll finally be heading off to a music academy, just like you always wanted. I bet they'll push you pretty hard over there, too.
I don't doubt it. I'm going to need to be all music all the time if I want to stand a chance at keeping up. Though, to be honest, after all the time I've spent here, I don't really want my life to be completely about music. I love it, obviously, but to be a balanced person, I want to have a bit more variety in my life, like I had here at the academy. For one thing, I don't want to get too rusty with my orbital staff.
Good to hear. I hope everything works out for you.
Thanks. Me too. No, it's nothing. Either way, Heimdall and Trista are really close, so don't be a stranger, okay? I know you're gonna have tons of work to get through between your classes and your missions, but...
Don't worry, I'll make time. I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances to see each other. There's still a ton of Heimdall I haven't seen, too. You'll have to show me around next time I make it over there.
You bet.
So that's where Elliot's going, to music school. His dad is okay with his career, but obviously Elliot now sees the point in actually having the power to sort out situations that may arise in a country that's still going to probably be in a bit of turmoil for time to come. Because, of course, let's not forget here, and one of the things I'd like be thinking while we've been talking to people and all that, I just want to talk, like, if there's one person I want to talk to right now, it's Prince Olivert. Because he was against, you know, Chancellor Osborne, but then his rival was gone, but then he's back again. And basically the Crimson Wings delivered everything that Chancellor Osborne seemed to want in the end, so everything played into his plans. So it'd be interesting, I just want to know what Olivert thinks and what Olivert's plans are now. That'd be an interesting thing for me to find out.
Hey, Machias. Working hard or hard?
I'll stop you right there. Of course I'm hard at work. Just look at the size of this book. If I can't internalize as much of it as possible while I'm here, I'm doomed to failure from the start.
And this is one of your new textbooks? Man, Heimdall's political academies don't mess around, do they? You'll be the youngest person there, right?
Most likely. I'd normally need to have graduated from Thor's with a bit more experience under my belt to have gotten in. There are a few Thor's grads there already, though. They take some every year. And as you might imagine, the recent political upheaval has the place swarming with applicants this year. The entrance exam was hard enough on its own, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Can't say I envy you. Still, I know you're going to be just fine. You're so smart that you can handle any subject they throw at you. Growing up with your dad should give you a leg up on the politics, too.
Yeah, no pressure there. Honestly, there are times when I think diving into things head first like this is a giant mistake.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just... I know we're probably going to both be really busy with our own lives come spring, but let's make time to have lunch together once in a while or something, okay? Studying is all well and good, but even I need a change of pace every now and again.
I think that can be arranged. The train from here to Heimdall only takes a half hour. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't hang out sometimes.
Then it's a date.
Got dates with Machias, who's off to study politics and follow in his father's footsteps. I'm still amazed I managed to get into that academy in the first place. I applied expecting to fail, to be honest. But getting in at all is a blessing, so I'm going to work as hard as I can to make the most out of it. Of course, I'm not the only one who'll be swamped next year. Both of us will have to be careful not to burn ourselves out. It's interesting that he applied after his first year, randomly. Again, is this at the behest of her father? Maybe like earlier? I don't know. Obviously, normally you'd spend your 2 years here. I mean, that's the normal thing when you sign up for a school that has 2 years in it. You stick around. But everyone's just dipping off after one. I know they've got ridiculous experience in the field of military stuff at this point. But still. First-hand experience that you don't just get from sitting at a school. But still.
Something on your mind, Eustace?
For the first time in a long time, no. I'm just taking a short break. Looking over an endless sea of documents can be rather tiring on the eyes.
Oh, are those the tax reports you mentioned?
Ordinarily, this would be my father's work, but His Majesty has yet to decide his fate. Rufus hasn't so much as glanced in Bereahard's direction since he took his new job in Crossbell either. As such, the task falls to me.
Man, I knew everyone in our class had it pretty rough right now. But you've got it roughest, no contest.
If my ego had its way, I would boast that filling in for my father is a simple and mundane task. But on top of the paperwork, I'll need to manage the provincial army and oversee the province as a whole. Then there's the matter of keeping the most stubborn of the nobility in check. I don't expect the first 6 months to be pleasant.
The fact that you're already thinking 6 months ahead is pretty impressive as it is. Standing in for Duke Alberea like that must take some real confidence. I know you'll manage, though.
That much is obvious.
What is it?
It's nothing. In the days to come, more people will be relying on you than ever before. But no matter who does so or what they ask, do not lose your pride as a noble. Act independently, your head held high. Maintain your pride and your autonomy, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I promise I will.
I'll hold you to that.
To manage a whole province. That's a pretty undertaking for a young kid. Pretty big. My first 6 months back in Bereahard will likely be entirely consumed by work. While I do have some trepidation about fulfilling my father and brother's duties, I have no choice but to try. I'm a son of House Alberea, after all. Don't envy him. But he's popular with the people already, so that helps. My empty heart.
Are you finishing up your painting, guys?
Yeah, this is my last one. I want to make sure I'm completely satisfied with it before declaring it finished.
That's understandable. You're going to keep painting once you're back at home, though, right?
Well, I don't know how much time I'll have to set aside for it, but I intend to keep working on it, bit by bit. There's growing reason for concern in Calvert to the east of the Highlands. But all in all, things are more peaceful now than they were. I should be able to focus on painting my magnum opus.
Oh, is it going to be of Nord? If anyone can make a masterpiece of the Highlands, it'd be you.
That wouldn't be such a bad idea. But actually, I was intending to paint a picture of the Academy, its students, and the courageous.
You mean...
Now you're getting it. I want to capture the day we liberated the Academy. And once I've finished it, I fully intend to return to Erebonia with it in hand. What better way to forever memorialize this place as my second homeland?
Man, you really are amazing. Well, if you ever need reference materials, you know who to call. I can get pictures of anything you might need and send them over. I know you're talented, but that's a lot to paint off of just your memory.
I'd appreciate that.
Going back to Nord to paint. Interesting. I'll be taking this painting back home when we want them done. It'd be nice to have a tangible memento of my time at this academy. And I hope it'll give everyone back home the courage they need to keep going. I'm hoping for your brother's luck in love. That's my room. That's my room, innit?
Here's Crow's room.
Now it's my... Yeah. Ugh. I thought that might be the story of
I think I'll stay away from it for now. I feel more like going around and talking to everyone.
Maybe I could go in Crow's room last then, by the sound of it. Let's go downstairs first, because obviously Sarah might be pickled. Are you pickled? She's not there. Celine! You're the best.
Oh, there you are. You look bored, Celine.
I guess I am. My work's done at this point. I feel like I aged a few decades as soon as the war came to an end.
Come on now.
Feels a bit strange to be saying it after the fact, but you fought pretty well over in Crossbell. You've really mastered piloting Valimar.
I'd like to think so anyway. I feel like I could pull off just about anything with him now. And to think, I couldn't do half as much with him when I was first starting out.
You do realize you just admitted you were totally useless, right? I wonder if you're gonna be okay without us, you know? Valimar must have drawn the short straw to end up with a budding awakener like you.
Thanks for worrying about me all the time, Celine.
Excuse me, what makes you think I was worried about you?
Just about everything. From what I can tell, you've always worried about me. Back in the beginning, when I didn't know anything about piloting, you were always there to guide me through our battles. I doubt I would have ever come this far if you didn't have my back. So, thank you. For all of it.
Why do you always have to be like this? I feel for Emma, I really do.
I was just trying to thank you, you know. I didn't have any ulterior motives for doing it.
Then don't make it sound like you do. I swear, if you ever hurt her, I'll never forgive you. There are parts of the legends passed down in the clan that not even Emma and I know about. But just bear this one thing in mind. Divine Knights have incredible power, and they can become devils just as easily as they can become gods.
Don't worry, I know. And I won't forget. Anyone in my position needs to know the difference between right and wrong. I'm well aware of that.
That's fine then. Anyway, good luck, I guess. If you really need it, I can always come and help out.
You could just be my permanent kitty. I would adopt you straight away. I would hug you and love you and give you all the chin scratches. Except the fact you talk makes it a little bit more creepy. Not much more I can say other than keep on keeping on. If you ever need me, I'll be there to help you.
Oh, good evening, Master Rean. I thought you had already retired for the evening. How would you like for me to put together some supper?
I appreciate the offer, but I think I've eaten more than I should have as it is. Your cooking really is delicious, Sharon. I was starting to miss it after not having it for so long.
It was my pleasure to cook for all of you again, so I pulled out all the stops with this one. Seeing all of you happily indulging my handiwork always makes every second of preparation worth it. Is something the matter, Master Rean?
Oh, I was just thinking about how you haven't changed a bit. I'm not sure it's my place to ask, but is everything all right over at Ouroboros? I can't help but wonder after how things turned out. Vita seems really shocked.
I'm afraid I haven't a clue. No word of what's been happening in the society has reached my ears since then. I have no idea where the second Anguis is now. Nor do I know what happened regarding the Phantasmal Blaze plan after the Chancellor declared he was taking it over. And quite frankly, none of it is my concern. The answers won't change who I am, and it won't suddenly cause me to shift priorities. I am and always will be a proud maid of the Reinford family. Not because of the freedom we enforcers are granted, but because that is simply who I am. Much like how you being the Ashen Chevalier doesn't change how you are also a proud member of Class 7.
I suppose you're right.
And no matter what happens to you in the future, never lose sight of who you really are. It's almost time for me to return to Ruhr. But should you ever need me again, I will gladly rush to your side.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm glad you can stay here for a while longer.
Alright then. I love looking at how those dishes were stacked. They've got one hell of a bottom to them, haven't they?
No matter what may happen, never lose sight of who you really are. Please know that I will always support you, however, no matter how far apart life takes us.
It's always good to have an enforcer jump in to help you out every now and then, I guess. Right, Sarah must be up in her own dorm. Towa hasn't dropped the taskbar yet, but we wouldn't expect to be able to pick them up into the morning anyway. How pickled do you think Sarah is? Should we visit Sarah first? Not very pickled. Planning more? What are you doing?
Something on your mind, instructor?
You could say that. I've been mulling over how things are going to be come next month, but all this soul-searching's giving me a headache.
Well, it'll probably feel strange being back with the guild for the first time in 2 years. And I'd bet they'll be glad to have you back. Things are probably going to be rough over there, even with you taking up the bracer life again.
No doubts there. I can already see plenty of traveling abroad in my future after what happened over in Crossbow. And I imagine it'll keep getting harder and harder for us bracers to operate here, too. What's with that sad puppy look? There's no reason for you to feel ashamed of what you've chosen to do. I'm proud to have a student like you who can stand up and make the tough choices life thrusts on us.
Thanks, instructor. I'll try to just grin and bear it for now.
Attaboy. Sticking it out through the hard times with a smile will put you on the fast track to becoming a great man. Just make sure you don't try to shoulder too much. All that'll do is turn you into a jaded grump. Everything in moderation, okay?
Thanks? I haven't joined the intelligence division, and I have no plans to. I'm gonna keep responding to their requests, but only if I'm comfortable doing what they're asking. And I can promise you, I'll never do anything that would put me in conflict with the guild or put innocents' lives at risk. I don't know what the future will bring for me, but that's the creed I want to stand by.
I know. Don't worry. No matter what happens, you'll always be my student. So go out there, live your life, and grow into such a heartthrob that I won't be able to take my eyes off you.
Well, I'll try.
So my teacher has told me to become eye candy for her in her bracer life from now on. Going back to being a bracer. I'm sure curious about what kind of man you'll have become in a couple of years. That's one of those questions only time will answer, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Anyway, you've chosen your path, and now all that's left is to walk it and see where it takes you. Sure thing, Milliam! You're having fun there with all your plushies.
What's up, Milliam?
Oh, hey, Rean. It's nothing. I just feel kinda down.
Down?
Yeah. I was just thinking about how everyone was at dinner time. Sharon's food was really nice, and we all seemed like we were having a good time. But I don't know. It was weird, like we were all upset but didn't want to let it show. It's been bugging me.
Oh, so that's why. You really have grown so much these past few months. And not just mentally. I think you've gotten a little taller, too.
Maybe. About 2 rage or so? Judging by my specs, I'm not gonna get much taller than this, though. I'm Mini Milliam forever and ever. But you never know. Maybe I'll grow up to have boobies so big, I can use them as a shelf like Emma's. Something wrong?
Nah, not really. So, you've got a new mission starting next month, right?
Yep, I've got to go see how things are over out west. Duke Cayenne's been arrested, but it sounds like things are still pretty nuts over there. Oh, but guess what? I might get to go out to Liberal and Remiferia soon.
What is it with you and blabbing classified information? Well, whatever. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself. Be sure to keep in touch. I'll always be right there when you need me, okay?
Righto, I promise. That goes double for you, mister. If you need me to bust you out of a jam, just say the word.
Seemingly specs, you say. I'm sure that maybe, I don't know, maybe if I did more bonding with her, we'd have found out more. I don't know where it's said in the game, but she's definitely not normal. Specs makes her sound like she's a robot. Probably true because she interfaces with the other one. I'm probably going to be really busy with my intelligent division work once we're done here and comes from a factory. But I'll never be too busy to help you out if you wind up in trouble. Clone some genetically modified thing to work with robots. After all, there was after all those experiments way back, trying to interface girls with robots, in a sense. So there's no need for you to feel lonely, okay? No need for you to feel lonely, okay? A la Ren. Right, Fee. I'm just wondering, with your Falcom diary, are you going off to search for Zephyr, maybe?
Are those seeds you got there?
Yep, Adel gave them to me. They all came from the plants we grew in the gardening club. I'm just looking at what kinds there are here.
Really? That's really nice of her. It's kind of like you can take everything you've achieved over the past year with you.
Yeah. I wasn't even going to join a club until Adel found me relaxing and invited me. But I guess it wasn't so bad.
Don't you worry. I'll be sure to check on the gardening club every once in a while just to see how things are going. It would be a shame if all the plants you've spent so long looking after were to wither and die.
It doesn't matter. Even if they do, they'll eventually bloom again somewhere else. Kind of like us.
When you put it that way, I suppose you're right. What's wrong?
Nothing. This one and this one should be okay too.
Fee gave Rean a handful of seeds.
What are these for?
They're the easiest ones to look after. You can try raising them if you want. Don't worry if they wilt or anything, though. When I've found the others from Zephyr, I'll come back and check if they're still blooming. If they are, you get a pat on the head.
Mission accepted.
Hey, I thought the head rubbing was my job. But I'll give it my best shot.
My time with Class 7's been really fun. The gardening club too. I only ended up coming here because Sarah forced me, but now I'm glad she did. I don't even want to picture where my life would be if I hadn't. Alright then, let's go to our next room. 302 is Elisa.
Feeling sad about leaving the lacrosse club behind?
Yeah, I was really into it by the end. I think it'll make for some wonderful memories to look back fondly on in the years to come.
I can imagine. Does that mean you're not going to keep up with lacrosse and Ruhr?
I don't think I'll be able to. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any local teams I could join. And even if there were, I doubt I'd have the time for sports. Just thinking about how busy I'll be makes my head spin. No, scratch that. Being busy is all the more reason I need to make time for exercise.
Yeah, good luck with that. Helping out with the Rhineford group sounds like a recipe for one all-nighter after another.
Not just yet, actually. I won't be helping until Grandfather shows me the ropes. As I am now, I doubt I'll be able to do much at all in the way of rebuilding the company. But you can bet I'll leave Mother speechless with how much progress I've made in a year's time.
I'm sure you can if you put your mind to it. And I know Sharon will always be willing to help you out if you need her.
She probably would, but then she'd just tell everything she did to Mother.
Elisa?
Oh, don't worry about it. I was just thinking about how blessed I am. I've got a wonderful family, a great club I'm part of, all of you as my classmates.
Oh, right. It took me a long time to realize the same thing, too. We really are one and the same.
Yeah.
Elisa?
It's nothing, honestly. I'm just feeling a bit emotional all of a sudden. I don't know what's gotten into me. Nothing's wrong, though. I promise.
But...
Still, let's both make the most of our free day tomorrow. It's the last one we'll ever have as a class. The last thing any of us want to do is end it with regrets.
Yeah, agreed. Let's make it a day to remember for both of us.
Well, sorry. Don't worry about me. I'm sure it'll be tough at first, but I'm going to try and make a real difference in the group. Besides, it'll give me a chance to show Mother up, so how could I refuse? And I'm sure it goes without saying, but let's make the most of our free day tomorrow. Sure thing, Elisa. Alright, whose room's which? Well, it's Laura's room's over here. Let's speak to Laura next.
What are you looking at, Laura?
It's you, Rean. I'll show you.
Oh, you and Monica got a picture taken together? You both look so happy in it, too.
That we do. Someone in the photography club kindly offered to take it for us. I thought it would make a fine souvenir of my time at the academy to take away with me.
But he did get consent.
My mirror's on that being Rex. Oh well, it's a nice photo, and he got permission. For once. I never expected you and Monica would get so close. Between her and Fee, you kind of have a knack for becoming the best of friends with the ones you bump heads with first.
Please don't say that. I'm truly grateful to both of them for broadening my horizons. Meeting them enriched my life in ways I could have never pictured before. Truly, coming to this academy was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
I didn't realize we'd made such a big impact on you.
Well, you did. And don't mind me, I'm just feeling a little emotional. This isn't like me at all now, is it? There's no harm in a few tears, I suppose. This will be my last time I can relax before my training, after all.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much rest in with the training you've got lined up.
I won't be learning the Arcade School's advanced techniques with training any less intense. I have no idea where we'll be conducting said training, but it will no doubt be as perilous as it will be dangerous.
I had to spend a month in the Isengard range as part of mine. I don't think a month's going to cut it with what you're doing, though. It goes way beyond your average techniques.
Indeed. I'm anticipating that it will take at least half a year, if not more. Father's going to be with me. But with things as difficult as they are, part of me feels guilty for taking up his time.
I don't know about that. I think him agreeing to train with you shows how much faith he has in your potential. Besides, in a lot of ways, this might be the best time to do it.
That is very true.
What's wrong?
Nothing at all. Regardless, I'd love to come and visit you should the opportunity present itself. And if it does, I'd like to formally request a duel with you to test how much the two of us have grown.
Let's not kid ourselves. We both know who's going to win that duel. But your invitation is all the motivation I need to get plenty of training in myself. Can't have you beating me too badly.
I hope you will.
Yes, I do peg her to probably win that fight. I've never a single regret about attending this academy. No matter how hard the training for me may be, I'm sure I'll be able to pull through. Especially with the lessons I learned here guiding me through. But with Victor teaching her, she's only going to get like a major buff compared to everyone else. That's for sure. It's a divine blade teaching you firsthand. Well, and so we come to Emma last of all.
Emma? What are you doing?
Oh, hi there, Rean.
Well, Dorothy and I decided that we're gonna put together one final collection of stories as a club. Since then, I've been working on a story for the students who will join the club next year.
Oh, that sounds neat. Wait, if Dorothy's involved...
The content is totally appropriate for children of all ages, I assure you. Admittedly, Dorothy's own story sounds like it'll have a few of her favorite literary elements, but all in moderation, she assured.
Not that I'm one to judge. So what kind of story is it?
It's supposed to be a fairy tale. I can't pretend it's 100% original, though. I borrowed some elements from a story I heard as a child. It's going to star a golden unicorn and a pure-hearted maiden. Or at least, that's the plan.
Sounds interesting. Can I give it a read when you're done? I'll still be here next year, so if I see any first years who seem like they'd enjoy it, I'll recommend it to them.
I have to confess, I'm a little embarrassed to let anyone see it, but the whole point of a story is to be read. I was talking it over with Celine, and she seems to agree that there's no real need to worry about Vita's safety. Even for a witch, she was always incredibly powerful, more than capable of looking after herself. So, if I were to stay here an extra year, then start searching for her after that...
Emma, we talked about this, right? As much as I'd like you to stick around, I think it's better to take care of the opportunities that won't wait. You only get one life to live. You have to make the most of it, instead of feeling obliged to hold back for someone else's sake. That's as true for me and all our other classmates as it is for you.
I suppose you're right. It's clear that something's still happening beneath the surface here in Erebonia. Something not even Vita had foreseen. And I'd bet anything it involves the Divine Knights and the mysteries surrounding them. I want to discover the truth behind those mysteries, and I want to see Vita again. That's how I feel deep down, and that's what I think should be my purpose going forward. But that's not the most important reason I need to head out on that journey. The most important thing to me in the world is still you, Rean. And I want to uncover the truth of the Divine Knights for your sake, just as much as for myself. After all, the legends surrounding them have been at the heart of so much of the trouble we've had to endure. That's why I'll get to the bottom of this and come back with the answers you deserve. Until then, stay safe and be well.
Thanks. I will. And the same goes for you. I'll be looking forward to the next time I see your smile.
Likewise.
They are adorable. I mean, originally it sounded slightly like yeah, we're not doing this kind of thing, and I was like, ah! But no, phew, they sealed it with that way. So, what, they intend to resume things later on? I really hope Trails of Cold Steel Free takes this on, but I'm assuming, though they still like each other, that there might be a relationship dissolution. I don't know. I hope not. And I hope Trails of Cold Steel Free... Oh, I know it doesn't have carryover, by the way. So I hope it gives me a choice of who I was... I'd be disappointed if it doesn't carry this over. Like, there isn't some option, at the very least, for me to say, Emma! Emma! No matter where my search for Vita takes me, I will always be a member of Class 7. Leaving the Academy won't change that. So if you ever need my help, I'll do everything I can to be there for you. I hope we both have a productive free day tomorrow. More importantly, I hope that we'll be able to spend some of it together. I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. In any game that I've had a relationship thus far within the game, I've always been faithful. So, just to point that out, Garrus. Never once have I strayed off the path. And now I can go in Crow's room.
You are all going to be in for some tough times ahead. I can't go any farther now. But you can. So keep going forward.
Crow's final words changed our path forever. No. It's more like they gave us the encouragement we needed to step onto the right one. We only get one life, and we're the only ones who can live it. Thanks, Crow. I might not be leaving the Academy to pursue some noble goal like the others are, but I'll do what I can here. Although, if I have to keep taking time off for trips like that one to Crossbell, I can kiss my attendants goodbye. Well, I can try to make it so I'll never be in danger of repeating a year. Unlike a certain someone.
Oh, he went forward relentlessly. I just don't know how much, if I had a conversation with Crow now. So what did you do straight after I, died trying to kill what turned out to be your father because he annexed my state? Well, I annexed the state. But yeah, I feel a little bit of a difficult conversation. I know we bring our war to a swift end still, but that's probably not a good starter.
I think I've spent long enough looking backwards. Time to start looking forward again. Although, if anything, I should be getting back to my own room now that I've talked to everyone.
A difficult conversation, I think. I wonder if I should just hang out in my room until it's time to go to bed. Rest in your room will cause the main story to advance at last. I'm not gonna not rest. Wait a second, just a sec. Just wondered if there was any event that might have cropped up because I talked to him, but I think it's just that Crow event technically. So let's go and rest, sleep in our bed, and see what's next. Because it's task day. I guess I'll turn the radio on. No. No.
In finance, the annexation of Crossbell has seen shares in Erebonian companies increase at an exponential rate across the board.
Macius, when did you become an announcer?
And despite the Rhineford Group announcing sweeping changes to its board members, its strong forecast for the next fiscal year is...
It's time for the start of a brand new program here on Radio Trista, coming at you promptly every Sunday. I call it Aubin Time after the word for evening. Might be a little cliched, but sometimes simple is best, right? Clichés are clichés for a reason, after all. Anyway, my name is Misty, and I'll be your host.
I wonder where Vita is now. I get the feeling she actually enjoyed doing Aubin Time, but it's not like she could have ever kept going after all this. Huh, I wonder who that could be. Hello.
This is you, isn't it, Rean?
Elise?
Yes, it's me. Sorry for calling you like this so late in the evening. I'm not bothering you, am I?
Oh, not at all. I'm just not used to you calling me. Are you calling from school?
Yes. I wasn't going to, but Her Highness insisted. It'll take some getting used to, but it's nice to be able to hear your voice even when you're so far away.
I was pretty surprised when I heard your voice too. You weren't really one for phone calls back at home either.
I didn't have any specific reason for calling. It was just that the letter you sent about your return from Crossbell arrived today.
Oh, that was fast. Only sent it a couple of days ago. I'm sorry it even had to be a letter. I really was planning to go pay you a visit, but it didn't work out.
Oh, please don't apologize. I know how busy you must be now. Believe me, I was just happy to hear you were back safe and sound. Your trip must have been exhausting. By the sound of things, you did an excellent job, too. I'm so proud of you, Rean.
Thanks. I didn't do all that much, though, really. Half of what the Imperial Chronicle is reporting is massively overblown.
If you say so.
Is something wrong?
No, not at all. Regardless, now that I've heard your voice, I feel a lot better. So I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your night now.
Right. Night, Elise. I'll come see you as soon as I can, okay?
Oh, there's no need for that. Good night, Rean. Sweet dreams.
She seemed somehow odd. That moan definitely was. Well, she's probably just nervous talking on the phone. It was kind of awkward for me when I started using one too. Tomorrow's going to be my final free day of the year. I guess I should do all my prep work for next week today so I can make the most of it.